Chastity, issue number 1 from Dynamite Comics. So this is actually a comic that came out like a month or so ago, so it's not fairly new, but I didn't want to do another manga review or spotlight just because those can like take a lot of work, and this week, especially with Halloween coming up, I've been like super busy. So let's do a quick Chastity review. So I'm a huge fan of the character, Chastity. Like I freaking loved her in the Chaos comics. I will say I'm not really a fan of this new design, especially that hair. In the sequel, issue number 2, you can see it a lot more noticeable. I hate that hairstyle. It's so terrible, and it's like, why don't you guys go with like her old design? Like, that's awesome. Like, her hair was good. Like, her design's kind of cool. I will say that her outfit in this isn't too bad, but it's a lot less sexier. I would say this probably one right here is probably my favorite outfit that she had. But like, how do you go from this hairstyle to freaking this? This isn't attractive at all. And like, this is coming from someone who was like huge into punk and stuff like that. Like, I was a huge punk kid as a especially like in high school and stuff. But like, why? Whatever. Let's move this good stuff out of the way so we can talk about Chastity from Dynamite, which isn't that bad, I would say. Surprisingly better than I was thinking it was going to end up being. I basically ended up getting the issue because, I mean, it's Chastity. Like, she's one of my top 5 favorite comic book characters of all time. So, like, I had to give it a chance, right? And I was kind of expecting, like, garbage. And it was surprisingly not that bad. The artwork isn't the greatest, but it's Dynamite. Dynamite and Zenscope are not the greatest when it comes to artwork. I mean, this is coming from someone who fucking loves Zenscope. Zenscope is probably like my favorite publisher at the moment, just because I like their style and stuff in terms of their writing. Like, they do a lot of like basically popcorn flicks in comic book form with badass female leads, but their artwork is very subpar, especially when I compare it to like DC and stuff. But yeah, we have Chastity. For anyone who doesn't know, Chastity is a vampire, but she's a special vampire, as we kind of get a brief thing here. She's kind of like half vampire, half human. She can drink blood, but she doesn't have to. She can go out during the sun, like, you know, during daylight, and not get burned, but she's a lot stronger at night. Also, her greatest strength is the fact that vampires cannot sense her. To other vampires, she smells and she comes across like a human. So she can like sneak up on them and kill them, and because of that, she's basically a vampire assassin. Anyone who's like a hardcore gamer, if you guys are familiar with Blood Rain, pretty much picture Blood Rain, and you kind of get the gist of who Chastity is. So I will say, like I said, like, I'm not opposed to this design, like her outfit. I think it would be a lot better, obviously, if there was better artwork to go along with it. I do kind of just prefer this one more. And I know like a lot of guys are probably like this one, just the bra and bikini, and that's pretty much it. Because I mean, this is actually her main costume, and I mean, it's not that bad. Not bad at all, actually, but I just aesthetically, I just kind of like this one more. Sometimes, when it comes to outfits, a little bit more is better. Like, you don't have to go like super crazy and have her covered from head to toe, but you don't also have to go the other extreme and have her just practically naked. Like, this one, I actually kind of like. This one is like not that bad. It kind of keeps some of the revealing aspects of her character design, and then throws in just a little bit more and kind of modernizes it a little bit. It kind of gives her something that won't turn too many heads when she's walking around in public. I mean, obviously, most people aren't dressed like this, but this is going to get a lot less attraction than this. So Chastity basically just kind of shows off her powers in the beginning, where she just kind of takes on an army of vampires in the subway. Kiss zombies. Is Kiss still a thing? Does anyone care about Kiss anymore? Like, Kiss was like big in like the 80s and like 90s, right? Like, I haven't heard anyone like talking about Kiss. We also get another part of our powers where like super speed. So she gets a bike because she has an audition. For anyone who doesn't know, Chastity is an aspiring actress, but she never gets the part. So here she has like a gig and for an audition, and she basically gets on a bike and just like speeds across the city, and we see like how fast she is to the point where like even her bike like melts and stuff like that. So, you know, kind of interesting. Basically, this is a good setup to her character, in the sense that for newbies, like anyone who doesn't know who Chastity is, you'll get the gist of who she is from just the first couple pages, which is a really good thing. Like, you know, anyone can pretty much jump into this and get the gist of who she is. She's a half vampire, half human. She is an aspiring actress. We get, you know, the brief fight in the subway kind of shows off some of her powers and some of the things that she can do that other vampires can't. Meanwhile, her just going to an audition also shows off more of her abilities. So I think that does a really good job of that. So basically, she's at an audition. She meets all the other girls. She realizes that one of them, like, their heartbeat is slowing down. Eventually, she passes out and dies. And then she realizes that the audition was a trap and that they've all been roofied. And there's a little bit more I'm not going to really spoil, but I mean, that's kind of the gist of everything. Not much in terms of story. It's pretty much fight on the subway, rushing to the audition, at the audition with the twist, the end. But it is just an issue number one. It does leave on a good twist, like, you know, why were these people roofing them? How do they kind of know that Chastity is a vampire? That kind of stuff. And it also does a good job, like I said, of showing off like what her character is, like who she is as a person and her abilities. So it's a good setup issue. Now it just kind of depends on if issue number 2 will, you know, start paying off. But as a setup, it's not that bad. So overall, you know, I found it all right. Like, I am going to continue reading, you know, the series. If I wasn't a huge Chastity fan, I would most likely still continue with the series. Just because it did enough to grab my interest for at least a second issue. Obviously, because I'm a huge Chastity fan, I'm gonna read all the issues just to kind of see. I mean, I stuck with Hack/Resurrection, and that series fucking blowed. So if I can stick with Hack/Resurrection, I can stick with Chastity, especially since I believe it's just a mini series. I don't know though. It could be an ongoing. I hope it's an ongoing. I hope it does well enough, both story-wise and selling-wise, to remain an ongoing. Just because, I mean, like I said, she's one of my favorite characters, and we haven't really seen her since the 90s. I mean, she did have like another volume from Dynamite, but that was only a mini-series, and that was like years and years ago. I think it was 2011, actually. So yeah, about like 8 years ago. So like obviously like I want to see more of her because again I like her character. So hopefully he does good, but I don't know. I don't know if this is a miniseries or not. But yeah, it's fine. Obviously, I mean, not to sound like, you know, one of those boomers and be like, you know, back in my day, you know, comics were better, but the old stuff was a lot better. Like I enjoyed the old Chastity. I had more fun with that than I had with this, but again, this is mostly just a setup. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed. Any Chastity fans out there? If so, have you guys read this? And if you have, what do you think? Do you think it stays faithful to the Chastity series? Do you like the direction it's currently going in? Again, I don't like that hairstyle. Like, I really just don't care for it. This outfit as well is also not that bad. Too bad she doesn't wear this in the actual series, but it's not that bad. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will. Well, if you guys haven't already, please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 400 by the end of the year. Hit the bell for notification. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment down below. I also have a BitChute, which this will be mirrored on, and this will most likely be on Minds because it appears to be like it's going to be under 15 minutes. So if you guys aren't following me on Minds, please follow me on Minds. If you guys aren't following me on BitChute, please follow me on BitChute. If you guys are watching this on BitChute, please subscribe, like if you enjoyed, comment down below. And yeah, I say this at the end of every manga spotlight that I do, so I'm going to say it again. For this, are there any comics that you guys recommend? I will say that I have a huge backlog of comics that I need to get to. Like, I literally have like a huge stack of comics that I haven't got around to reading, just because I've been kind of drifting away from comics and more into manga. I mean, I've always been a manga fan, but I'm spending way more time on manga than I used to. But any good stuff out there that you guys like, just let me know. Do you guys want me to review the second issue? Because I could do that as well if you guys are interested in that. I also need to start going back to doing reviews for Hack Slash versus Crow. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.